For many years, people have been trying to discover how to make lunch with a new flavor. The problem is, how do you change lunch to taste like a new kind of lunch while still having the essence of lunch? To answer that question, we first have to answer another question. What is lunch in its basic unit of existence? The answer is actually quite simple. The sandwich is the most basic unit of lunch. No matter what kind of lunch you eat, you will always find a link to the sandwich. But for us to understand what this means for all of lunch, we need to know something very simple. What is a sandwich? This is a sandwich. You can't see it because your screen isn't a magical portal to every other place in the world. The sandwich is commonly found around the sandwich slip, an invisible border around the world that is where sandwich farmers grow all the sandwiches we eat on a daily basis. Interestingly enough, sandwiches are more sweet than they are before they're put into a fermentation process for 3 days. Experts claim this improves the taste of sandwiches because it brings out the richness of the flavor in sandwiches. What this now allows us to know is that before a sandwich is fermented, it is something very different. With this in mind, we can then find a new way for us to make more kinds of sandwiches, which allows for more variance in sandwich flavor. But what does this all mean for lunch? Now that we understand what lunch is in its purest form, we now know what the essence of lunch is. A sandwich. Lunch is a highly varied idea and prospect. It can take many forms, even adopting new names such as brunch. This is the only known form of lunch formed, while still being lunch without changing what lunch is in its true form. We can clearly see the best way to transform an idea such as lunch is to take the very foundation of lunch and then build off of that. We can see this in the way that brunch combines the idea of sandwich and eggs, one of the founding fathers of breakfast by making breakfast tacos, a varied form of sandwich by replacing the standard issue wheat bread with a flour-based tortilla, then mixing the breakfast implement of eggs. This is perfect balance between breakfast and lunch. So when we bring all this new knowledge to the table that is metaphorically here because I'm in a closet and I don't know where you are, you can see that the best way to make a new lunch without changing lunch would be to make a new kind of food perfectly balancing elements from the sandwich and another food in a way that makes the perfect balance of lunch in a new creation. The only question that remains is what would be the perfect balance in the case of making a whole new kind of meal. To every positive there's a negative, but what is the opposite of the middle? Most meals consumed are eaten during the day, but at night we get hungry too. The only way to find the opposite of lunch is to eat midnight lunch. The polar opposite of the sandwich would have to be completely uncustomizable and be of a liquid origin. There's only one kind of anti-sandwich, and that is of course cereal. When you get a bowl of cereal, you know it will taste the exact same as every other kind of bowl of cereal you will eat for the rest of time. The only way for us to mix these polar opposites of foods is to take the standard issue bread of the sandwich, which is made of wheat, which can be very easily turned into its type of cereal, which then can be very easily combined with elements from cereal. I'm going to call this food, which is the perfect balance of sandwich and cereal you didn't even know you wanted. Okay, bye. Hey guys, it's me again, sitting back in the closet, leaving you this message so that I can tell you guys that I probably won't be posting anything next week. This new animation takes a lot longer than I thought it would, so yeah, that's kind of the way it's gonna have to be. So I'm sorry about that, but the animation should look really nice. Alright, bye.